It is Thursday, 12th September. My goodness, it is Thursday already. We just had a weekend and it's almost a weekend again. And it's going to pass quickly just like that. Good morning. This is Mervin Henley at THG Network. How are you doing today? I trust that you are doing well. THG News today, of course, is powered by Carl & Sons Unique Bakery on the island of St. Martin. And also let me say good morning and thank you for your support to Feeses on Nevis, along with Henley Plumbing Service. If this is your first time here visiting the channel, we always ask that you subscribe to our network's channel so that you do not miss any news, information, entertainment, weather, you name it. It's always important to be kept abreast on what's happening around you. Yesterday was 9/11. I do not think we did not have the news yesterday. It was September the 11th. Of course, we know that that's when the Twin Towers went down in New York City thanks to, terrorists. And of course, that happened, 2001. So 23 years ago. Wow, 23 years ago. And those of us who were in that time, I know that all of us, we remember where we were 9/11. And I remember that I was on a radio station doing my show. I had this hour called the Ladies' Hour. I think that was the name of it 23 years ago. Wow. I'm in media a long time. I had this show called the Ladies' Hour. No, that time slot was the Ladies' Hour because I did the morning show on the radio station, the Ladies' Hour. And that's when the news came in and I had to break the news to the people regarding the planes went through the towers. So that was a moment, and yesterday was a time when everyone reflected and paid tribute to those who lost their lives and remembering the surviving families. On Tuesday night, we had the debate, and you know that I am probably the biggest fan of Vice President Harris. I've been supporting Vice President Harris, following her and supporting her from since 2014, over 10 years now, when she was district attorney in California. Then she became the attorney general in California. And then she went on to be the United States Senator. And then from there, of course, she became Vice President of the United States. And I know that in November, she will be the first female president of the United States of America. And on Tuesday night, Vice President Harris, she was just really, really, really good. She accomplished everything she needed to accomplish. She sliced and diced Donald Trump. She dandled bait in front of him, so he jumped up to take the hook. But as good as she was, Trump was more bad than Harris was good. And I'm not taking anything away from Vice President Harris, but he was just horrible. He was just a train wreck. He was just terrible. And I don't know. She, what a lady. Her game was on. She stared him down. She spoke directly to him, challenged him, saying you and pointing right at him. You know, she spanked him. What about that? She really spanked him. And I'm not going to say it anymore. We have some highlights. So let's play those highlights from Tuesday night's debate, shall we?
Kamala Harris. What's up? Good debate.
See you. Have fun.
Thank you. Yet again, I said it at the beginning of this debate, you're going to hear a bunch of lies coming from this fella. And that is another one.
Wait a minute. I'm talking now. You don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
What you will also notice is that people start leaving his rallies early out of exhaustion and boredom.
People don't leave my rallies. We have the biggest rallies, the most incredible rallies in the history of politics.
Well, I would love to. Let's talk about what Donald Trump left us. Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. And what we have done is clean up Donald Trump's mess.
This has been a disaster for people, for the middle class, but for every class. On top of that, we have millions of people pouring into our country from prisons and jails, from mental institutions and insane asylums. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
I mean, you talk about extreme. It must end immediately, and the way it will end is we need a ceasefire deal and we need the hostages out.
She hates Israel. She wouldn't even meet with Netanyahu when he went to Congress to make a very important speech. That war should have never started. She was the emissary. They sent her in to negotiate with Zelensky and Putin. And she did. And the war started 3 days later. And that's the kind of talent we have with her.
If Donald Trump were president, Putin would be sitting in Kyiv right now.
Whatever she wants to be is okay with me.
But those were your words, so I'm
I
asking...
I don't know. I mean, all I can say is I read where she was not black, that she put out, and I'll say that.
Honestly, I think it's a tragedy that we have someone who wants to be president who has consistently, over the course of his career, attempted to use race to divide the American people. First of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
She is Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump.
What did I tell you? If you missed it, you need to go back and look at the 90 minutes, just over 90 minutes of that debate. Look at that. That was just something. And imagine that happened on Tuesday night. And now on yesterday morning, to pay tribute to 9/11 survivors and those who lost their lives, let's look at this, where after the debate, she met up with Donald Trump in New York City. Let's take a look at this handshake. Wow. Who would have guessed? You slaughtered the man on Tuesday night, and on Wednesday morning, you shook hands and you smiled. Good. We gotta love Kamala. Okay, folks. Starting January 8th, 2025, travelers from Canada, the United States, and 47 other countries, including the United States, will be required to have the ETA, that's the Electronic Travel Authorization, to enter the UK. European citizens will need an ETA starting April 2nd, 2025, with applications opening on March 5th, 2025. The system was piloted in November 2023 for visitors from Qatar and expanded to several Gulf countries in 2024. You'll need $13 US to get this, and it will be valid for 2 years or until your passport expires, whichever comes first. And the travelers can stay in the United Kingdom for up to 6 months for purposes such as tourism, business, short-term study, or transit. This is a part of the UK's immigration policy changes to improve border security and manage visitor entry. Travelers should ensure they complete your required ETA application ahead of planned travel to the United Kingdom. And I see some folks in the islands. I mean, sometimes we just need to relax and stop being so miserable. I see some folks in the islands, they are making noise, and cursing out the respective governments. Why do we have to do this? See, no, it's not just St. Kitts and Nevis. It's not just Antigua and Barbuda. It's almost like literally the entire world will have to do this to enter the UK. And some countries are doing this right now already. So it's much ado about nothing. It's just a simple form that's going to take a minute or two online. You pay your $13 or whatever it is, and you be on your merry way, and you have it for 2 years or whatever. When it expires, you renew it. That's all to it. Sometimes we make noise for the simplest of things. I mean, the way we use social media, it's like we just get up every morning just to make noise. St. Lucia will officially declare September 27th as Julian Alfred Day in honor of the island's first Olympic gold medal winner, Julian Alfred. And she's one of my favorite sprinters, Julian Alfred. Alfred won gold in the 100 meters and the silver medal in the 200 meters at the Paris Olympics. The celebrations will include a motorcade, school rallies, and a mural unveiling. Alfred will return to St. Lucia on September 24th for the first time since her Olympic triumph. Citizens are encouraged to come out in large numbers to honor their national icon. Some suggest Alfred should be awarded a diplomatic passport. I'm sure she will get that. And the keys to the city of Castries, while others propose a Julian Alfred Fund for elite athletes and a legacy project for developing sports in St. Lucia. And finally, in our news this morning, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Medicinal Cannabis Authority will host its inaugural Cannabliss Festival in November. The festival was officially launched on Monday at La Vue Boutique Hotel. Chief Executive Officer of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Medicinal Cannabis Authority, Dr. Gerald Thompson, said he's excited about the festival, which will see the inclusion of the Rastafari community and an educational process which will help to reformat people's thinking about medicinal cannabis. Thompson described the festival as a serious educational event that will highlight the many benefits of medicinal cannabis. He said there will be a high-level lecture series bringing together the best experts locally, regionally, and internationally to talk on the subject of marijuana and to correct the misinformation that surrounds the subject. Minister of Finance, the Honorable Camila Gonzalez, said, now the stigma related to marijuana has been removed. People can appreciate marijuana scientifically and medically. Minister Gonzalez said that it is very important of what they will be doing at the festival. Added that the festival will celebrate the impact of marijuana on culture and the indispensable role of the traditional cultivator in developing St. Vincent and the Grenadines into a world-leading producer of marijuana. Minister Gonzalez said the festival will also advertise the excellence that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has achieved in its production, cultivation, dissemination, and distribution in the embrace of cannabis as a plant and as a product. Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Caesar, said he welcomes the Cannabliss Festival and recognized the contribution of the traditional cannabis cultivators to food and nutrition security in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. With that, we've just concluded THG News for today right here on THG Network. Do join us again tomorrow morning, God's willing, at 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time or any time throughout the day for a similar presentation. My name is Mervin Hanley. Do have yourselves a wonderful day.
Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years, and the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are two locations, Colbay and on the Pondville. In Colbay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Pondville, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colbay location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal parade. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.